Hello everybody, this is Gregory with How I Lost Over 100 Pounds and I've kept it off for 30 plus years, where there should be no hesitance in your weight loss and weight maintenance. Today we're going to talk about how to work out and what to do when there's inclement weather. Now before we begin, if you need help with weight loss, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. Also check out my books, which are on Amazon, my website, which has hundreds of articles and recipes that might be useful to you, my movie podcast, The Cinema Rag, on Apple and Spotify, and lastly, if you appreciate my content, there is a link for PayPal. Now, there are times when there's inclement weather, whether it's too cold or it's too hot or it's too rainy. It's like porridge, too hot, too cold. And this can disrupt your routine. And one of the reasons for the inspiration of this video is like today in Texas, I mean, you northerners would make fun of us. It's 32 and some chance of precipitation, so they closed all the schools, even though the high today is going to be above freezing and any water on the ground is going to melt. Either way. So on days like this, the gym is closed. On days like this, a lot of things are closed. Now, for some people who don't like to work out or don't feel the need to work out, you're like, so what? The gym's closed for a day or two, who cares? But for the little steps that it takes for weight loss and weight maintenance, we talked about that in previous episodes, changing your paradigm is important. You should work out every day. It's a good habit, and habits are instilled by doing them daily. And just like vices are instilled by doing that vice daily as well. So yeah, for sure, you could skip a workout day. I'll skip a workout day on weekends where I have my kids. I'd skip the 2 days on the weekend. But once you start making excuses when you don't have legitimate excuses, then you go down that slippery slope. So some people be like, well, you know, it's an inclement weather day. I guess I don't have to work out. And you know what? It's one of those cold days, so you know, ice cream would be good today, or hot chili, or some lobster bisque. I'm going to drink a gallon of lobster bisque. So there's this like idea of like, well, since I'm not working out, well, then I might as well eat poorly. There's like this disconnect where it should be the opposite. Where like if I know I'm not working out, I need to eat better today. By the way, what are some things that you can do in inclement weather? Well, move the body, shock the body. So even if your gym's closed, there's so many options now compared to, let's say, 30 years ago. Certainly a lot of women will find apps to use that have workout regimens, and they'll just project it onto their TV or even use their phone and just do the workout there. You can certainly do that. Whatever your workout regimen is, whether it be CrossFit or whether it be Zumba or something like that, you can find these things online and you can do them. If you have a Peloton or a treadmill or anything like that, that's clearly not going to be a problem for you unless you lose electricity. So you can still do those workouts. But if you are more of a gym person and you don't like doing Zumba, and the weather's like really bad where you can't go run because you're worried that you're going to fall and slip and hurt yourself, which is understandable, right? You don't want to fall. You could break your arm and then you're out from working out for weeks. Just remember calisthenics. Calisthenics are a great workout. So push-ups. I've talked about how I used to do 500 push-ups a day. If you just do a set of push-ups every hour, you can get to 500 push-ups a day if you're doing about 35 to 40 a rep. But if you're doing push-ups, if you're doing burpees, if you're doing crunches, if you're doing planks, you can incorporate these throughout the whole day as a form of anaerobic exercise. And then for aerobic exercise, I mean, it is harder. Like for someone like me who likes to do rowing, who likes to run, who likes as a backup doing elliptical, but I don't have these machines in my house. It's certainly more difficult for me. I guess I could run in place or do jumping jacks. I mean, certainly these are perfectly fine calisthenics. I mean, you can definitely do those things. They do these things, but for me, it's a little more difficult. For people who don't do those things, then it's not as hard of a day. So what would I tell you? Like for me, on an ice day, what my strategies are is I tend to eat better, even though the temptation is going to be to eat worse. I tend to eat better. And then I will increase my calisthenics. I am not, since I don't have a Peloton or a bike or a treadmill, because what I've noticed is like people who have all these things rarely ever use them, and they take up so much space. You see people buy the big treadmills and they always end up in the garage and nobody ever uses them. So what I'll do is just eat better, do push-ups, do calisthenics. I'll still take my walks. Like I walked this morning and there wasn't much ice, but I guess there was enough ice for everything to close down in town. So I'll take cold walks. I don't have a problem with the cold. I can listen to a podcast, I can listen to music. And the point is like adapt and adjust. And I think the worst mistake is, well, it's a closed day, ice day. Oh, cool. I can just stay home and do nothing, sit on my butt, and eat a bunch of bad food. And again, the counter would be like, Gregory, it's one day. Why not do that in one day? I think there's a certain amount of credence in that. If you're in weight maintenance mode and not weight loss mode, I would say you can do that. If you're in weight loss mode, it is different. We have a video here on the fundamental paradigm difference between weight loss mode and weight maintenance mode. And certainly in weight maintenance mode, as I've talked about on weekends where I have my kids, I don't really do any workout at all. So it's okay to take a day off, but I would tell you again, be wary of the slippery slope and be wary of just being like, I don't have to work out. Then it's like, I used to work out 5 times a day. No, I'll do 3. And then the next thing you know, you're losing all the habits and virtue that you use, that you accumulated, to develop to lose the weight and keep it off. And then it's a very slippery slope, guys. It's a very slippery slope, so be careful of that. Guys, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Hit the notification, subscribe, and share button. Until next time, take care, God bless, and pray.